Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing a match that I played on Platinum in Master Duel. It's going to be me on Marincess versus my opponent on Phantom Knights. Um, I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler because I do win, but I just wanted to go over it and it'll just show like what I did wrong, what I could do better, but then also the kind of strength that Marincess has right now in the meta. I don't think they're a tier 1 or 2 deck, but I think they're definitely a rogue contender and can compete, especially if you play it well, which I did pretty well. So we'll start out. They're going to Jackalope, and fortunately I do manage to hit it, which I think is one of the biggest reasons I managed to win this game, because it means he doesn't get an extra extender and has to normal the silent boots, which you never really want to do. But then I guess from here on, they're just gonna go through the full combo line. They don't actually manage to end on Rongo, another bit of a spoiler, I guess. But they pretty much do everything else. And I guess you'll see that when we get into it. They'll speed it up a little bit, just so I can get to the actual good parts. So they're just kind of doing their thing. I don't have any hand traps, unfortunately. I do play a lot in this deck, but just didn't see any. But I do have two really good going second options in Book of Moon and Rageki, which is free to play staples for the win. And they're going to go for the Utopic Draco Future line here. And they will end on just an extra body on board because they don't really have any, can't really make the Rongo. But yeah, still, it's a alright board. It's really just the I guess we'll pause it there. It's just the Draco, and then you can has some revival traps in the grave, and then one Fogblade set. So it's really only two monster negates, but that's generally pretty good, especially if you have a bunch of follow up and you're probably not going to die, which Phantom Knight is very good at. All right, let's keep going. And then I'm going to Book of Moon, and then just Raigeki it, because otherwise it wouldn't be able to be destroyed by card effect. Now I'm going to pitch the Swap Frog, and here is where I kind of mess up a little bit. It's not a bad mess up. I guess this part is fine. I dump the Ronin, I bounce back, and then I normal summon the Swap Frog again to dump another Ronin, which is a fine play. I probably should have, or I don't know if I should have gone into Toad, but that would have given them two draws. So that's why I didn't. What I really should have done here is just bounced back the Swap Frog, so I don't have anything on my field, so that way they can't. I guess you'll see what happens. So I just attack for 1,000, and then in mid phase 2, I should have just bounced it back to hand. But it's not that big of a deal, and it comes up later, but it really doesn't matter too much. The Raigeki form, it was just really, I guess, really wipe the board clear, just a little too strong. But they are Phantom Knights, so they can pretty much always come back. They always can rebuild. And here, this is where I'm talking about, where I should have left the bounce the Swap Frog back, because now they get to pop both of them. And if I didn't have a monster on field, he wouldn't be able to pop. So there you go. And then this lets him get back into the. This lets him get into Rongo with the two monsters on, because he also, remember, has the Shade Brigandine that he never used turn 1. So then 3 material Rongo, pretty hard to deal with. I'm going to take 3,000, and then the Fogblade's going to bring back for one more. I guess actually. So what they're going, I think they forgot that you're dark locked once you use the break sword, and so they go for another break sword, hoping to go into a Downerd and then Zeus play. However, you can't go into Zeus after you break sword because it locks you into dark. There, the bottom line of text. And see here, they're going into Downerd. And I think they could have just brought back the break sword with the Fogblade, and then they would have had one more revival trap engrave. But auto sim moment, I don't think I would have caught that if it wasn't an auto sim. But here, that was probably one of the best draws in my deck, the Pascalis, because obviously I know I'm gonna get Fogbladed. But on the Blue Tang, but Blue Tang will still get its second effect whenever I go into the Link monster. I could have gone for a Coral Anemone there, but I decided not to. Just so I could get a little bit more resources back to my hand with the Blue Slug, So as you can see, it lets, when it's special summoned, it lets you target a Marincess and add it back, so I can add the other blue Tang back. Not that it really matters which one, but you know. And then here I'm going to just try and get as much resources back as I can, because I'm currently winning the resource game. Unfortunately, I hit on that, but I don't get a monster, which is what I really wanted. But it's fine. The second wave, you'll see it comes up later, but I do mess up a little bit. And here I can bring back the Swap Frog, which will let me get another dump. I can jump the other Swap Frog, and that'll let me get one more Rodent Totem activation. And also the Mandarin effect also works in Grave. I guess I'll show you that. If I control 2 or more, less in hand or grave, I can special summon it, so it really doesn't matter. I get nothing but like extra value by being able to special summon the Swap Frog back again. So yeah, that's why I did that. And then I can go into the other Link monster and get the Battle Ocean to hand now. And this is really where I think the game turns in my favor. So I do have to make a little bit of a weird play here. I go into the heart, which you kind of need for Battle Ocean to have its full effect. Monsters you control and the extra monsters and the Link summon using the Crystal Heart are unaffected, but other monsters you control are not, so they can still be destroyed or Zeused or whatever by my opponent. So that's why I needed to make the Crystal Heart first. But then here we go into Wonder Heart and equip all three. Equip 3 Link monsters from Grave to Wonder Heart. And here I should get no more resources back to my hand, and I am up a very large amount in card advantage now, but they still have a Rongo mini-ad that can't be destroyed by battle and unaffected by card effects. Until right now. It's now affected by card effects. And here my opponent still has a lot of follow-up, even though they only have 5 cards left in an extra deck. You'll see that still they still have some plays. And here they can go into the Gossip Shadow, which would give the Rongo mini-ad more materials to work with. It'll give him 5 materials. And here's the other where I messed up. I should have, on the Battle Ocean, I should have just targeted the Gossip Shadow when it tried to equip itself, or I guess attach itself. But for some reason I thought that they would try, and I don't know why I did this. I just wasn't thinking. I think I was just clicking yes, but so that ends up biting me later. You'll see, but yeah. So now they attach, and now I go for the second one, which was the right play, I think. But still, I don't know why I did the first one. It's weird. I guess I could have even just done it on attack declaration too, and then but oh well. And anyways, it ends up not mattering. It's the same play, because if I'd done an attack declaration, this still would have happened. But I still just shouldn't have. It was still weird the order that I did it. And here they have the Zeus again, but also only one activation. Importantly, I'm going to just get the Signet Mining here for this, and he's going to Zeus here which is fine. My Crystal Heart is still unaffected. I have the Battle Ocean back here because if I can make it to another Link 3 or 4 monster, I can attack over the Zeus, and then I'll be able to just I'll pretty much be able to win the game from there, because they have really no follow-up left at this point. They only have 3 cards left in extra deck, and they have no revival traps left to go into, because as you can see, they've gone through 3 Fog Blades, and most only play the 1 Wing. So that's where my thought process is here. And then here I can just dump a Pascalis. Doesn't really matter which one I dump. I just needed something. And then I'll go into the Blue Slug, and this will let me get back one more monster. Again, doesn't really matter. At this point, the game is pretty much over. I'm just making sure I have follow-up again. Should I not OTK areas do the 4,000 damage, which I won't, spoilers, but then if they put any more monsters on the field, I just need some kind of follow-up. And I hit the Pascalis again, just add it back. And here I go to Miss Starboy. I didn't really need to do this. I could have just attacked over and then gone again, but I wanted the Battle Ocean. I could have done this main phase 2 as well. Would have done a little more damage, but it doesn't really matter. This lets me attach all 3 again, and this also lets me add a wave back to hand. So at this point, there's not a lot Phantom Knights can do with 1 card left, with no Reborns in the grave. They would need to draw crazy off the top, and they don't. So they're going to activate the Tsuchinoko, it's going to special summon itself from grave, and then they're going to concede. But, again, just want to show that, yeah, it's a pretty good duel, in my opinion. Messed up a few things, but it ended up not mattering. And I know that the PK player didn't open the best hand, and that way they weren't able to end on Rongo turn 1, which that would have shut me down, but that shuts pretty much everyone down. So I guess not really. It's still pretty much in the TCG. Everything that happened in here could happen in that, especially on that turn 1, and being able to play through all of it with Marincess, I feel like was pretty good. So yeah, just want to share. Thanks for the feedback.